inspired us all with the love you put forth. Pure Games teaches goal setting and life skills. Raising money for them has given us thrills. Though this is the last, the year's not quite done. You should still have many months of limitless fun. So let's get this started. It's time for the show. We've all come to see the places you'll go.
They learn to condemn. If children live with hostility, they learn to fight. If children live with ridicule, they learn to be shy. If children live with shame, they learn to feel guilty. If children live with encouragement, they learn confidence. If children live with praise, they learn to appreciate. If children live with acceptance, they learn to love. If children live with approval, they learn to like themselves. If children live with honesty, they learn truthfulness. If children live with security, they learn to have faith in themselves and others. And if children live with friendliness, they learn that the world is a nice place in which to live. This poem by Dorothy Long shows how what a child lives with shapes what they become when they grow up. While she might not have been writing about Pure Game when it was published in 1954, this poem exemplifies what our Grand Service Project is all about. Pure Game is an organization that gives children in areas of high gain and criminal activity a safe place to go. They work with local schools and recreational programs to reach out to at-risk youth who are usually surrounded by negative influences. Like the poem states, every time that Pure Game can change something that these children live with, it allows them to learn something new. These underserved children learn goal-setting skills and how to plan for the future. They learn to think about the consequences of their decisions, and they gain positive role models. They gain confidence and self-esteem. And most importantly, they learn that their lives have a purpose. The main difference between these children before and after a 10-week Pure Game program is that their environment has changed. For many of these children, it's the first time that they have had someone who truly believes in them. It may be the first time that they have had someone to say, "Good job." Or it may be the first time that they have actually started planning for their future. Pure Game does not just give these children a fun place to go. It gives them encouragement, hope, and faith. 10 weeks can be the difference between a child who goes on to be a gang member and a child who goes on to make the world a better place. 10 weeks can be the difference between life or death for one of these boys or girls. With our help, Pure Game can go out and impact even more lives. And they can spend 10 weeks showing 32 children that the world is a nice place in which to live.
I'm King 1, she's King 2. We're serviceable and faithful only to you. Can you guess what all these things do?
Are they Labradors or what?
We start over here.
Oh,
Okay,
I
so
just studied.
they're all acting out Dr. Seuss stories. Okay. What are they?
Fox, cat,
Fox and...
fox. And the socks?
Fox and
Fox and socks? This card contains an actual hug, and there's an asterisk and there's instructions enclosed. Oh. Instruction for hug. Press card on face. Apply pressure on left and right cheeks. Think about how special you are to so many people. It's definitely special. And there are lots of notes and an extra little card there in a room. And I will definitely read this on the long drive home. I'm really excited for that because you guys always write these things. Flower. Stop.
Okay, so there's more to it.
Okay.
Okay, so...
It's after Grand Assembly.
Yes, of course. After Grand Assembly is finished, but...
Okay.
Until then.
It's a frame that says Labradors 2014, and there's a picture of us at Grand Installation on one side, and I'll complete it with a picture of us at our Grand Assembly in a couple months. And that's really, really adorable, and it's definitely going with you in Philadelphia. For sure. I can't even start right now because we still have a few more months that I'm not ready to almost be done. I can't believe we're at the last official visit and that it's been such a long year, but such a short time knowing you because I feel like I've known you my entire life. And I start trying. You are the most amazing group of grand officers, and you girls are just limitless. And when I chose the word limitless, I didn't know any of you, but now I see that limitless is the perfect word for every single one of you. And I just love you so much, and I can't wait for the last few months and for Grand Assembly, which is coming so fast. I'm in it. I love you.
What a joy it's been for me, because I have been part of it. And I understand this area, because I pretty much grew up here. Spent a lot of time with people, spent my birthdays at the Great Bluff Vale for the first 10 years of my life, rodeo, excuse me. And it just is really, I'm kind of proud to show off this part of the state because my roots are here, and it makes me very proud. It's also proud that we are growing in these districts. We have a number of girls who are new since last year. When we put you all together, you just sort of really have a lot of people. So I'd like to have the girls who are new since last year's official visit to any of these assemblies, please stand up so we can welcome you.
It is with pride and rainbow love that we make this donation to the Limitless Labradors 2014 Grand Service Project. Very nice Quincy Red Velvet Writing Assemblies, and they have donated $1,718.
This week, the Masonic family of Las Molinas has showed they care a bunch, and we thank them for their cheerful hospitality, dinner, and brunch. I also agree with Seuss when he says that sometimes the questions are complicated and the answers are simple.
Well, it helps to know the right people. Wherever there's wares and how it became a complication, we turned to Kate Grayson, and she walked us right through them.
Hey, I know a Seussism that fits someone who helped us out. The more you read, the more you'll know. And the more you know, the more places you'll go. I don't know what Mr. Dole reads, GPS, but he's always here so that every ear can hear.
East to west, here to there, and there to here, funny things are everywhere. We have many to thank for that. Planters and painters and drivers and printers. Oh, mother advisors, board members and drivers worked hard to get everything just right.
I've saved the best for almost last. Girls, you have worked hard. You've gotten up early and done everything we have asked. You've been up for the task with smiles and great hearts. Your deputies love you.
Folks that came to Las Molinas, whether first-timer or local, Dr. Seuss would say, don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened.
We are glad that you came, and our last Seussism is,
Your mountain is waiting, so get on your way.
Thank you all for today.
Like most people, I have a daily routine in order to get ready for my day. After hitting the snooze button on my alarm a few times, I roll out of bed and I walk into the bathroom. I put in my contacts, I brush my teeth, and I wash my face. I pick out my outfit, I fix my hair, and I put on my makeup. That last step is the most important part of my day. Without it, I might as well be walking out of my house naked. Makeup is what allows me to feel comfortable when going out in public. But it also holds me back from feeling confident about how I look without it. I used to think of myself as a very confident person. But then I realized that on that rare occasion, when I'm not wearing makeup, I feel like everyone is staring at my and pointing out every flaw in it. I must fear going out in public without makeup on, even if it is just for a short trip to the grocery store. But when I realized that I couldn't even let my closest friends see me without makeup on, was the moment that I realized just how huge I had let this insecurity get. I had stopped embracing my flaws and started hiding them away under a mask of perfection. Makeup is my safety blanket. It allows me to cover all of the blemishes that I see in the mirror, and it accentuates the features that I like. But when I can't feel naturally beautiful without any makeup at all, then makeup becomes a problem instead of a solution. So today, I stand in front of the most accepting, loving, and supportive people that I know, and I remove this safety blanket. I have to tell you that when I first thought about standing up in front of all of California Rainbow and removing my makeup, I almost didn't. My first thought was, this is the last OB, and there'll be pictures after. And that was when I knew that this was something that I had to do. Because in Rainbow we learn that it's the beauty that we have on the inside that really matters. And I know that you will all still hear the message that I have to share, even if I don't look perfect. Every person in this room has some insecurity that they live with. And every day we see and hear what perfection is. You are told that you are too tall or too short. You are too fat or too skinny. Your nose is too big. Your eyes are too small. We see these perfect people on magazines and on the television, and suddenly we start comparing ourselves to everyone else. But here's the secret. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you do, because there will always be someone to tell you that you are too something. The only thing that matters when it comes to your appearance is that you can look in the mirror with a big smile on your face and say, I love you, just the way you are. Now I know that standing in front of you without makeup on is not going to magically solve my insecurities. I will continue to wear makeup every day because it's something that I love doing. But this is the first step that I have to take in order to start accepting myself, even with all of the flaws. I hope that this will allow me to look in the mirror and be happy with the face that is staring back at me. So I encourage all of you to accept yourself for who you are. Embrace your flaws and realize that you will never be perfect. Remember, perfect is boring. And realize the natural beauty that you all have.
Thank you, the advisor, or the advisors. Our grammar advisor, wasn't that's a tough act to follow, okay? Wasn't that outstanding? I'm so proud. So without further ado, I'd like to ask Mrs. Warren. I don't know if you all know, but Judy Hopper and Dick Hopper, I don't know how it happened because they're both so young.
for himself from Stockton.
Gee, there's the professor. Are you going to have a page?
I hope so. The personal page to the Grand Meridian Advisor is Becca Holly from Infinity. And the page for the Grand Directors is Grace Wilkins from Livermore.
The personal page to Supreme Inspector for 2014 Grand Assembly is Rebecca Kane from the Toha. Well, I'm very excited because for the first time, because when I was a Grand Officer, we didn't have advisors. But now, for the first time, I get to wear a visor. Is that cool? That means that I'm going to have not just an old friend, but I'm going to have a new friend, a new friend. Would you like to find out about it? Yeah. Really? Yeah. Well, I've invited, there's my best buddy over here, Joni Jackson, and she's going to talk to you about this little business that's going to be real fun.
I have in my hands a letter that I was asked to read, and you'll have to bear with me because I get a little teary and I'm trying to read. Dear California Rainbow, this is from the Supreme Worthy Advisor, Mrs. Marianne Bradford. I am very sorry I'm unable to be with you on this special day. I had asked our good friend and neighbor, Mrs. Jacka, Supreme Home and Supreme Inspector in Nevada, to represent me and to share communication with each of you. I have received a letter dated December 30th, 2013, from Mrs. Sarah Lee Martin, Supreme Inspector in California, announcing her intention to resign as the Supreme Inspector.
Not resigning.
Mrs. Martin stated that she felt it was now time for her primary focus to be her family. I would like to thank Mrs. Martin for her years of dedication to service to California Rainbow, her dedication to the principles of our order, and her enthusiasm and love for our girls is an example to all. She has carried on a proud tradition of those Supreme Inspectors and those Supreme Deputies who have served and gone before her in leading California Rainbow since its inception. I would also like to thank Mr. Martin for his dedication and service to Rainbow. Mr. and Mrs. Martin have been a wonderful team, and California Rainbow has been blessed with their leadership.
Okay, that's enough of that. Okay, the good news is that I'm going to get into brandy. And so when I get into brandy, that means we get to have 2 rows of brandy down here. Get over here. And yes, we're going to run through there, so watch out. Okay, yeah.
At the time of her resignation as required, Mrs. Martin submitted the name of an individual she felt was well qualified to leave California Rainbow. I had the opportunity to meet and to get to know this individual, and I concur with Mrs. Martin's assessment. I feel that California Rainbow will be in good hands under the leadership of a past Grand Officer and a Grand Deputy who has experienced California Rainbow as both a girl and an adult. Therefore, in accordance with the statutes of the Supreme Assembly,
Do I get to be in front of my hat?
it is my pleasure to appoint Mrs. Dana Rieger as
you accept this appointment?
I do. I've got a real visor. I'm so excited. Thank you.
Thank you.